This negative grapevine. Let's see. Look at that. Oh, watch. Get a peek at me and Davey. Behind the scenes there. I have a screenshot on that one. The other, yet one more backup phone that I don't have service on, but I got it because it was almost as cheap to do the SD cards, which I keep because eventually I plan to sort through this because it's too much clutter. But just in case one piece should come up and I could show that they altered my communications or frame me for something. And why would they suppress that if they're supposed to be up my rear, which they appear to be without acknowledging it? Except for my first ex-husband, whose part they won't allow him to get paperwork and show me so I can overturn it. He goes to jail every time he tries to tell me a piece of the truth. That's what I'm up against. And along with the fact that Davies' ex from December 2001 from Catfish's funeral has a sister with my maiden name, that's awful suspicious. And I think they probably weren't originally involved, but whoever's hiding an underage orgy that he busted, probably battery, and a hit and run accident, they threw me under the bus, and I was only in the car a short while before that, and my chevron necklace disappeared, and I would like to know who has it. My story is going to match whoever else knows. I was never even questioned. If he used his sister, the guy that's missing fingers on his left hand, we look a lot alike, and the guy that dated me that gave me that necklace when I was 13 actually dated his sister, so it's possible there could even be some DNA to play with in there if that's what happened. I'm just asking, no one will give me a better answer. But then, it'd break your heart if they could have caught somebody, because they never even asked me about that night. We switched out. I drove a Tempo. Only my Tempo had one tail fin, Johnny Cash. Gina's didn't. But anyway, they would have remembered my mom's house because it was prominent on Main Street. And I bet they took the flat tire. I gotta say, I think about that on Lizzo's Tempo. She needs a jack for all this ass, but it won't go flat. Because my flat tire video is the one where Mom asked me how far I drove it. On New Year's Day, 1989, my senior year, I had gone out the night before and got a flat tire. And me and my friend didn't know how to change it, so we just drove all the way home on it. Later, someone drew an outline, and I'm not probably supposed to tell this, but one of the cops told me it was them. They drew an outline and called it Cooter Brown. There was the outline of a person. When I told one of my other friends later, she thought, oh my God. I thought, how do these people that lost somebody drive by that outline and see it every day? Then some other people from the party crowd got creative and put like giraffes outline on Highway 45 out there. It was going towards the caution lights before you turn left to go to Owensboro on 231. Anyway, you gotta say all the things that whoever framed me 30 years ago and took me for just being a ditz. I might be a ditz, but I have a lot more intelligence than they ever dreamed, and that's why they're keeping me quiet. They're trying to make things wrong with me so they get away with what goes back over 30 years ago, and every crime they've committed since then is steal my identity and get my business. And Parent Trap, both my ex-husband's families and my birth family, they're all probably thinking it's each other, and it's none of them behind the scenes actually doing the abusing of me. That's someone else that's twisted, cruel, and psychotic. But anyway, there's probably somebody playing good cop too. I hope this whole thing uploads. I didn't intend to talk for 3 minutes. My ankles are still really sore, but they're not swollen, so I'm thinking that's the pressure of the veins and capillaries and things, whatever, being pushed with the swelling and then going back. Because why it hurts worse when they're not swollen, I'm not sure. But whatever else comes up to be right or wrong, this makes me more determined, because I can't get up and dance right now and do the things I want to do. I'm walking like a zombie, so there probably are some bones hidden that, if I can interpret it that way, as a sign. But I thought, you know what, I'm not getting on any kind of medicine for bipolar or other stuff, because I am quite well at managing my anxiety. It doesn't turn into something that looks like that. It is like that for a reason. I should be that upset and more. How dare someone try to medicate me because there's a psychopath in my business pushing my buttons every day and blocking my communications and changing what does get through? How dare someone not look into that? You bring them to my front porch with the former detective Chris King, and they will never get away with that lie again, because they probably are posing as family. And my family probably doesn't have any idea about the real stuff, how far it goes. It would be your worst nightmare. So I'm just trying to make the best of it, and I'm like, well, they can just turn me into a bionic bitch. I know they've got me chipped somehow without acknowledging it. There's some things that go so far that they have to have intel so far up that they know my every move, thought, and stuff before I do. That's a lot to deal with. It's not paranoia when I can tell you there's a bunch of people that I've had weird experiences with this, and I know they were not out to get me. They were not the source of that. But that being said, when I used to have those dreams that I was supposed to meet Kid Rock, and there was even like a little life-saving thing in there, and then there was a time that he was walking down the dirt road at one of the old eyeglass places. Actually, not the eyeglass where they sold them at that place, but the basement he worked in on the dirt road. And piece by piece, some of these things have kind of come back through the grapevine that I didn't tell anybody about these dreams. So if there's something to it, you can't say it's not a spiritual connection. But if there's something more to it and they're keeping me from knowing about it because they know the people, if they know about me anonymously, there might be something connected because of that. If they've heard about someone's life that was ruined for crimes they didn't even commit, and I'm guilty of being a bitch sometimes, that's it. If there's something else they wanted me to do different, they should tell me to my face why they're in my business. They won't do it. And you see all these things that they trumped up and faked since 2016. I have every piece of paperwork. I have it painted on my front door of the worst dates and times. I have the numbers and things painted. If they say there's something that's a memory problem, you have them come. Feel free to have Kid Rock come paint that. I won't get him for trespassing. I did put another new no trespass sign out front with the other little fine print of what I think happened from 30 years ago when the threats these people made to me. He made threats to me in 2016, 2017. The dude missing fingers on his left hand. You want to know who's him or Davey? Get him in person and give him a guitar. You'll see who's who. But Davey goes, I mean, most of the time when he works, he goes by his name, Richard David Green. So if someone else is going by another David Green, because I came up with a few on searches, that might explain some of it. They're mixing and matching the plots on the Spencer County GIS that comes up with people that shouldn't even. Connected to me, an Amy L., and both the other Amy Brown and the other Amy Green have the middle name Lynn. My middle name is Renee, means reborn. I'm about to be, if I survive this. And I feel bad because I'm not getting more. I just started getting my house more in order, and I finally realized, hey, I have a chance to keep everything, and it's making me feel positive about it, and I'm going to get back on track. And then, boom, it's like one thing after another happens to me. I'm not going to sit back quietly and ever take this again. So whoever's doing it, you could have got away with it. I guess maybe somebody else that knows that told them just to keep going, that they're not going to get in trouble. I can't wait till they do. And I don't like to be that way. I know I'm supposed to be the bigger person and pray for everybody, but I am a human being who's been treated like a monster for a very long time. And it's bullshit. Thank you. Today is my niece's birthday. I said that on my other video. I haven't talked to her in forever. But I stay away. If they don't come to me, I stay away because I know I'm right about what's going on. And it does affect other people. And it's hard to take when they say stuff that just came from something that they couldn't have known about verbatim. I deserve to have them checked out. I did my 15 months for stuff I didn't do. I was completely unmedicated for the time I was in jail till the very last month I had to have my stomach medicine when I was waiting on a bed for the mental hospital that I was unfairly committed to when I had tangible evidence to prove what I was saying wasn't delusion that had been tampered. That's a little catch-22 they kept me in until I just took a guilty plea to move on. Then later my neighbor says, that's not what I had you arrested for. So what does he think he had me arrested for? I don't know. I didn't push it because he ended up hanging up on me. And, I didn't want to be misunderstood again. But I waited a good long time after his protective order, had been gone and everything was calmer. And I thought, he probably needs to know this. And I bet they're telling him that I'm lying, but I have paperwork to back up. I ain't renting a printing press. I can't even get a phone to work right most of the time around here. I have the intelligence to, I could do a lot of things with my stuff, but they keep me shut down and limited in my power for a reason. They're scared to death of me. They should be. Not because I'm a danger, but because they are. You tiny, why you exposed your tiny penis to me in my driveway and tried to kidnap me and said you could show me who it was. And then when he looked in his phone, he looked at my internet in his phone. I said, I don't give you permission to do anything, but if you can show me something. There was a page of numbers, and he started backpedaling. Please drop this for me, Amy. Well, why would I drop it for him? What's he in trouble about? He don't care about me. He's obviously shown that. He's threatened me and my family. He said he was in Alabama when I asked him if that was the night he caught her with those boys was the night I heard she had a wreck. And she admits that something else probably did happen. She don't know. That's her. That's my classmate that drove the tempo. The other tempo driver. Check it out. But if you have my tri-gold chevron necklace, I would like it back. And now my Star of David necklace is missing too. So I'm thinking, what? Did somebody take it to compare DNA? I hope it shows back up again. I got it out with all this stuff that was going on with Israel. Just symbolically, I was going to use it for my praying and stuff. It makes me feel connected. And now it's gone.